Hello everyone, how are you? This is Kay. Good to see you again. And I am currently in Dubai for the last 5 years now. And people tell me, Kay, Dubai is too hot. And yes, it's hot, but honestly, it's not as hot as the feeling of watching the trade go against you when you have too much leverage. That's a different kind of sweat. So today, I want to talk about something serious, but we will have some fun with it at the same time. We need to talk about ego versus data. In the West, trading education is often about attacking. You attack the market, you hunt the pips, you fight the trend, and you beat the market, right? But being Japanese as myself, my philosophy is a bit different. I believe in surrender. Now, surrender doesn't mean you give up and lose your money. No, it's not. It doesn't mean that. Surrender means you stop fighting the reality of the chart. You accept the river flows where it wants to flow. To be a non-losing trader, which is my goal for you, you must trade as if you have no positions, like the creator of Ichimoku quoted. And you must be neutral, just like water in the river. But here's a problem. Humans are terrible at being neutral. We love to be right. We hate to be wrong. So how do we fix this? We use a mirror that doesn't care about your feelings. For me, that mirror is backtesting. Recently, I took a classic Ichimoku strategy, the Chikou span breakout strategy, and I tested it on Forex Tester Online. And first, I traded it the way the textbook tell you. The results were just okay. Then I used AI to analyze my mistakes and improvements and applied kaizen, which is continuous improvement in Japanese, and optimized it. The result was that I turned the 15% of return into 64% of return. I increased my net profit by 4 times. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how I did it, step by step, using Forex Tester Online. So please just grab a coffee or tea and just relax and let's dive into the data. Okay, now let's look at before strategy. If you read the Ichimoku books, this is the standard approach, and I have introduced this approach before on another Forex Tester Online video, so you can also watch that video. I put that one on the description, but this time I applied Chikou span breakout strategy. So simply for the entry, you wait for the Chikou span to break, means Chikou span to come above or below the candlestick. And that's the entry point. This is a classic signal. The momentum is free. And regarding the risk, I risk 2% fixed per trade. And risk reward to be 1, 2, 3. So if I take 20 pips of stop loss, then I take 60 pips of take profit. 1, 2, 3 risk and the reward ratio. And for exit, I only exit if the price either hits my stop loss or hits my take profit. Set and forget strategy. And I tested it on 1 hour time frame on Euro USD. So for example here, this is a history of one of the trades. This is when Chikou span became free. So this is where I entered the market. And after that, so stop loss was below here. And 1, 2, 3 risk reward was about here, and simply the market hit the target. That's why this was where buy position was executed, and this was when the position was taking profit. And in total, I took 50 trades in this backtesting so that I have enough data sample to analyze the numbers. In fact, under journal here, you can see the history of my 50 trades like this. So when I applied this approach, this was very simple. Simply, Chikou span comes above the candlestick, and then I enter the market and leave it until the market hits either stop loss or take profit. And as the market runs towards the direction, towards my direction, and running profit, I didn't add another positions. Simply, I don't take another entry until I exit the trade. So let's look at the equity curve now. I click on the analytics, and here you can see the analytics insights. And let me scroll down and show you the equity curve. That's actually here. So hold on, let me try to fit this in this screen. So here are the hard numbers. Net profit was 1584.90. I started the balance with $10,000 and net profit was 1584.90. So return percent was 15.85%. And win rate was 44%, and the profit factor was 1.57. Now, 15% of return is actually not too bad. If you put your money in the bank, then they will give you only 0.001 or something and a free pen. So 15% is actually good, but please look at the win rate, 44%. That means I'm losing 56% of the time. Mentally, this is painful. I imagine walking down the street and 5 out of 10 people slap in your face, for example. That is what trading is 44% win rate feels like. It is hard to stay Zen mind when you are wrong more than half the time. I knew there were some rooms for improvement. So I knew I could apply kaizen, but how could I? So this is where the magic happens on Forex Tester Online. I used the AI analysis tool in this software and think of this AI as a very strict Japanese sensei. It doesn't care if I am a YouTuber or trader or whoever. It only looks at the numbers and math. So it gave me 3 warnings, and honestly, they were a little embarrassing. Let me scroll up and show them to you. On the left of the screen where it says points to improve, this is done by AI analysis. And number 1, the risk discipline. Look at the message. It says, try keeping risk below 2% per trade. It says your risk management. Hold on, let me zoom in for this one. It says your risk management shows frequent moderate risk with 38% of trades exceeding the 1% threshold. So I kind of laughed when I saw this message. I teach discipline in YouTube and community, but the computer caught me. Sometimes when the setup looks perfect, I slightly increased my lot size or risk percent, and I was getting emotional. The AI said, "Kay, stop gambling, be consistent." Next, the system looks at my exits. On the left, I scroll down, and this is the one. It says, try setting initial reward risk above 2-to-1. The AI noticed that even though I wanted 1-to-3 ratio, the market conditions usually only gave me 1-to-2. I was holding trades, waiting for that big 1-to-3 winner, but the market would turn around and stop me out. I was trying to force the market to give me the profits, and that is not surrender. That is arrogance. So I've got to fix this one too. And the next one was actually the most surprising one, was this one over here. Consider cautiously increasing position size after winning streaks. This was the most surprising. The AI analysis suggested to increase the position size after winning streaks. So it analyzed my history and found a pattern. When I win 2 trades in a row, I am in the zone, or the market is trending well. So it calculated that if I double my position size, or if I increase my risk percent 2% to let's say 3%, for example, then only after 2 wins I could have made more profits than this backtesting strategy. And after I saw these comments on points to improve, I applied these comments and suggestions. And plus, when I was doing 50 trades backtesting with this simple Chikou span strategy with risk reward 1 to 3, simple one, I was having some ideas to improve in mind until I finish 50 trades. But for this one, first, I wanted to do the simple one so that even if I have some ideas to improve, I wanted to finish 50 trades so that I see the software's AI feedback and I integrate these comments with my own findings and ideas and put them together and backtest another 50 trades. So after I took this feedback, I bowed to this AI sensei and I made some changes. So now let me show you after optimization strategy. So this one here is another 50 trades after optimizing the previous strategy. So first, regarding the risk-reward ratio, I dropped my target from 1 to 3 down to 1 to 2. The reason is because the AI showed me that 1 to 2 is where the consistency is. It's better to take the smaller profit and put it into your pocket than to wait for a big profit that never comes in the markets. And number 2 change is that aggressive risk. I listened to the AI about the winning streaks. So base risk as 2%. Once I'm profitable or on the winning streak, I increased risk to 3%. This is like surfing. When the wave is big, you paddle harder. When the water is flat, you relax. And the number 3 change I made was the Ichimoku exit, and this is really crucial. I added a new exit rule. If the Chikou span touches the candles, for those who don't know Ichimoku, Chikou span is the spirit of the price. It's the lagging span. And if it turns into the candles after the entry, then it means the momentum is over. And this is like running into a wall. Before, I would stay in the trade hoping it will break the wall. But now, if the Chikou span touches the candles, then I closed my trade. So I surrendered. I take profit or the small loss and I leave the chart. So let me show you one example. Let me zoom in the market and let's say, I think here is a good example. Let's say the Chikou span came below the candlestick and Chikou span is lagging 26 candles. So the actual price was actually, and this is where I entered the sell because Chikou span broke below the candles. Hold on, let me just cancel this. Okay, so Chikou span came below the candles and this is where I entered the sell. And after selling the market, it went down towards my direction, but it didn't hit my TP and retraced. And as it retraces, I don't keep holding my trade until it hits a stop loss like last time. Instead, when the yellow Chikou span touches the candlestick, which was here, this is when I exited my trade like this. So in this way, you don't wait until the price hit the stop loss. Instead, usually your exit timing will be much earlier than stop loss or even before touching the stop loss. Because if this was downtrend basically, so stop loss originally was here, up here. I put the stop loss on swing high, but Chikou span is below the candlesticks, right? Stop loss is here above the price. Chikou span is below the price when you sell. So theoretically and logically speaking, before the market goes up all the way to the stop loss, Chikou span should hit the price. I hope that makes sense. So this way, I thought this is a great idea to reduce the drawdown per trade. And I took that idea into this second backtesting strategy. So, like I mentioned, I took total of 50 trades, and here is a journal of the 50 trades. And let me show you the numbers now. I click on the analytics, and here it is. Let me scroll down. Are you ready to check this? Let's see what Kaizen did to my account. Let me go down to the equity curve again, and you see more smoother curve than before. So net profit, it went previously, that was 1,584, but this time it actually improved to 6,448.25. This is not a typo. That is actually 4 times increase in money. Return percent, it jumped to 64.48%. Remember, this is the same strategy, but just optimized. And profit factor also increased very much. It went from 1.57 before to 2.83. Let me scroll down a little bit so you can maybe see the numbers more clearly. Yeah, so PF went up to 2.83. In professional trading, anything above 2.0 is legendary status. 2.83 means for every $1 I lose, I make almost $3 back. So this is really a great number to see. And regarding the win rate, it improved from before that was 44%. After optimizing, it actually went up to 54%. So it's not a big change, 10% increase. And by lowering my target to 1 to 2 risk-reward ratio this time using Chikou span exit strategy, I turned losers into the winners. So 54% feels much better psychology than 44% before. Now, if you compare the curves side by side, I think visually it's easier to see. So let me hide my face so that you can see the numbers clearly. So on the left is before, and on the left is before, on the right is after optimization. And you can see the difference. Massive increase in terms of the profitability and profit factor. And also something I didn't mention was that the days passed. They both started in January. January 3rd was the first trade. We took both. But the ending here was July. Next year, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So this is actually, not next year, but within the same year, this was to July. And on the right one, optimized one, the ending was April. So both 50 trades, but the first one took longer to complete 50 trades and less performance. But the improved one, same 50 trades, but better results with shorter time period. So we can conclude that the optimized one is much better, not only in numbers, but also in terms of the profitability in terms of the efficiency. So I say time efficiency is really important. In the shorter time, if you can make more profits, that's much better, of course. But it's difficult to really optimize a strategy that way. But with the help of Forex Tester Online, I was able to do this. So I'm sharing this with you not to brag about numbers, but I share this to you to show you that guessing is expensive. Many of you are trading right now with real money or demo account, whichever, but you don't know your profit factor. You don't know your best risk-reward ratio. And you are driving a car with your eyes closed, hoping you don't hit a wall. In Japan, we say kaizen. That means constant improvement. And it's the journey that never ends. I have more ideas to test actually after this. And the ideas are, for example, what if I only trade when the daily chart is trending? In this backtesting, I was only trading on 1 hour chart. I didn't check the higher time frames. So now I'm thinking, what if I use this Chikou span breakout strategy, optimized one, when only daily time frame or even weekly time frame is trending? And second idea is, what if I move my stop loss to break even sooner, like I do in my own trades? Because with this optimized strategy, the stop loss was fixed, and I exit when the Chikou span touches the candles. But what if I move stop loss to break even in certain timing? Let's say if I run some pips profits, then I simply drag the stop loss to break even, for example. And so in this kind of ideas in mind, I will continue to test these on Forex online again. And once it's done, maybe I will share this within my community. But for you, my message this time is, please stop guessing. If you want to treat trading like a business, you need the right tools. I used Forex online for this video, and this is cloud-based. So you can use it in your Mac, your Windows, anywhere. And all the data are saved. So whichever devices you open, you can start backtesting just like before. And that AI analysis I introduced you today, as you saw, it paid for itself in one session. Looking back, when I first used Forex Tester, back then there was no online version. There was only Forex Tester software I downloaded on my PC and running more than, I would say, 6 or 7 years ago. And without Forex Tester, I wouldn't have been able to become a full-time trader. And not only that, I wouldn't become so confident in trading. Because let's say if you want to trade 50 times this strategy, for example, then it takes like 7 months or 4 months to, if you actually want to test it on the live market. But in a tester, you can do this in like 10 minutes or 20 minutes. And this is, I think, the very key. And not only to see the result, but also you gain experience. And experience leads to wisdom. So I think this is the very key. The more you see the charts, the more you trade, then the more you get experience and the more you get wisdom. And in this purpose also, I highly recommend to use the Forex online to fast forward your trading experience. So I have a special link and discount code for the viewers on my YouTube channel in the description below. So please go there and run your strategy and let the AI roast you a little bit. Your strategy must become more tastier after that. So surrender to the market and trust the data and keep practicing kaizen. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Stay gold. またね。